Being a surgeon is a mentally and physically demanding career where doctors making life and death decisions every day. In his new memoir, Nobility in Small Things, A Surgeon's Path, Dr. Craig Smith takes us behind the scenes of his high-stakes position. Dr. Smith is chair of the Department of Surgery at Columbia University Irvine Medical Center. He joins us now. Good morning, Dr. Smith.
Good morning, Mary.
What made you want to write this book? It follows your deeply personal journey.
Well, it was stimulated to a great extent by the surprising success I had with what I called updates that I wrote during the COVID pandemic. And that led to an interest in what was going on in my head, that one thing led to another. I ended up with a book contract. I mean, who knew that was coming? But it's been an interesting process.
And those daily emails to your staff that gained much attention. One headline reading, "The pandemic's most powerful writer is a surgeon." Tell us what inspired you to connect with your staff in such a way?
Well, I have to say it seems simple because it seemed like something I simply had to do. I mean, I was the leader of my department, and it was, as you all remember, a horrible time. Nobody really knew what was coming. It was truly unprecedented, at least for a good 100 years or so. And I just felt somebody had to simplify the confusing messages that were out there and try to inspire and reassure and keep everybody rowing in the same direction.
And doctor, over the course of your decades of work, you've performed surgeries on thousands of people, a number of VIPs as well. You performed quadruple bypass surgery on President Bill Clinton. Did you feel special pressure knowing who was on the table?
Well, everybody asks that question, and the answer, of course, is yes to some extent, but it's really not that different from the fact that any patient can apply or bring with them a special pressure that's related to who they are or the quality of their kidney function or their lungs or something. So everybody's a little bit different. Everybody deserves the safe harbor of routine, and the goal is to keep it routine. And you get pretty good at doing that after thousands of exercises. So yes, it carried that little bit extra, but not qualitatively different than what we do every day.
I wanted to ask you, in the book you mentioned all of the surgical instruments were seized after the operation.
Yes.
And did you ever find out why?
No, I've given up asking. I think it's going to be one of those mysteries.
I wanted to go back to your last COVID update in May of 2020, where you wrote this: "No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it is not the same river, and he is not the same man." Tell us about your path and how it has changed you.
Well, if you mean my path writ large over a lifetime, or if you mean my path through COVID, I guess it might be the same answer. I mean, we're inevitably changed by the things we go through. And that almost trite quote from Heraclitus makes that point. We are constantly changing. There is the term that we used in the pandemic, the new normal. In a way, any new normal is new normal. I mean, there's no normal. It's constantly changing, constantly moving. And that's the point I was trying to make in that last update. And the same has certainly applied to my life. None of us have the luxury of sitting still. So here we are.
Doctor and now author, congratulations on the publication of your book, Nobility in Small Things, A Surgeon's Path. Dr. Craig Smith, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us.
Thank you for having me.